Welcome. Good morning, guys. Okay, so just give me a moment. All right, so it's a new week. Okay, it's Monday today, so let's take things slow. Okay, we will start with some analysis. I'll be doing my lives for this week slightly earlier. Because it's Chinese New Year, right? So obviously I am in, I do have Chinese New Year celebrations and all. So we'll try to get through with doing live every day as well. But the time is going to be different. Okay, so we'll start by analyzing gold. Okay, so for gold, it's a bit slow since last week after Friday, right? So uh, right now I'll be waiting at this zone for a buy and this zone for a retest for a sell. Okay, we on gold we also noticed that there's this trend line, right? So if we do see the price actually is still respecting the trend line, so we will make use of this zone as well. So if this price is going to come back up to this area, I'll look for the shorts. Also, if it's going to touch this trend line, we will also look for opportunities to use this trend line here to sell. Okay, at the same time, we will be looking at this buy zone here. Okay, other than that, we just want to see the price to either break above or break below, right? Like last week, we do see that, or the week before actually, right? The price actually broken up towards the upside, right? Broken this resistance area. But if we do see that the price actually took this resistance zone and just dumped, okay, and it broken again and retested with a respect as well towards this zone, right? And then it happens here, happens here, happens here as well, right? So we do have these two zones for sell, but you want to see how the price is going to be. Okay, if this price is going to break above here, comes back, right? This is probably the trend line. Okay, we will also see maybe if the price is going to break this zone, comes back, and start going further, right? Or we will see the price actually breaks below, comes back and dump, right? So there's these few possibilities. So as for gold, I'm going to wait a little more to see how the price action is going to play out before actually make a decision. Okay. All right. So USD JPY, so like I said, it's a Monday, so it will be slower. Okay. We want to see this retest, and then we can start buying. Okay. If you want to know where we are going to target our next TP, it's going to be this area here. Okay, so this will be for USD JPY. So this is going to be my target. USD CHF as well, but this area is slightly a bit riskier because one, we do see that we have this level that's been broken here, right? This resistance here. Okay. The price is currently around this zone here, which it's my sell zone. Okay, but we do see that the price is just hovering around this area, right? So if the price were to come back here to tap this level and also this trend line, then we can look for buys. But the distance to the TP is not too far off, right? It's just let me check. It's only about 50 pips, right? So we can still take this advantage. So we'll see how it's going to play out before we actually take this trade. Okay. USD CAD. Okay, so I was actually looking for a buy here last week. I did not take the trade. Okay. Currently the price dumped again. It's still hovering at this level. We want to see what the price action is going to be like before we actually hop in. Okay. We'll see what the price does first before we actually get into the trade. Okay. AUD USD is hovering at this level here, which is a resistance, a support breakout area. Okay. It's this area. Okay. Price has been respecting after the break. Now you see this break here, right? And then it's shot higher, right? So this would be a fake out, right? But if you do see, it has broken this trend line, right? Came back to the trend line, dump, solid break, retested, and currently it's still restarting. So we will see if I will be waiting at this price here before I'll be waiting at this price before I actually take any actions. Right, I want to see this break, then only I will look for entry. Okay, so this will be AUD USD. Okay. Right, now we have AUD CAD. Same thing for AUD CAD. I'll be looking for this change of character here. This wasn't solid enough, so we'll be waiting for a solid break below, and we will actually hop in for a sell. AUD NZD, I'm still waiting. Okay, the price actually dumped further last week Thursday, but nonetheless, I'll be waiting for this to come back before actually hop in. AUD JPY. So AUD JPY is still gonna be a waiting pair. As we look on the 4-hour, we will see this break of this area, right? It did not respect. But the price has taken this area here to actually dump, to start a dump, right? So it happened, okay, but we will see if there's any confirmation, okay. If on the 4-hour, it's going to be much clearer. We will be waiting for this here. So if it's on the 15, it will be this level. Okay. So we'll see how it's going to play out before we actually hop in. Okay, we will just wait and see how AUD JPY is going to be. AUD CHF did not tap into this level, so we'll wait for the resistance. Okay. NZD JPY. Okay, so NZD JPY has broken above. Okay, it's currently retesting the resistance that is broken. Okay. We'll wait for further price action for NZD JPY because right now it's not having any solid confirmation for me to hop in. Okay. Yeah, it's currently at this high here, right? So we'll wait for more confirmations first before we actually hop in. Okay, CAD JPY has broken above, so we will be looking for buys. We want to see the retest of this zone. Okay, CHF JPY, we are still waiting for this pair to actually give us some movement. Okay, right now the price is in between the support and also the resistance in this range, right? In this range, so we want to see the price to either tap the support or the resistance before we start getting into the position. Euro JPY, I'm still waiting for the retest, okay, to the trend line, or I do have this zone here, okay, then I will be hopping into the trade. But right now, I will have to wait first to see how the price is going to play, because if you look at the 4 hour, there's not much of movement here, right? So you want to see for more movement before you actually hop in. GPP USD. I'm waiting for this line here, right? Reason why is because this line is the 0.5 to 0.618 Fibonacci level. Okay. Yep, so you guys can see I do have this zone marked out. Okay. So I'll be waiting when the price steps in. Then I will actually look for a sell position. Right, it's not tapped in yet on the 15-minute as well. So we will have to wait for a tap in, okay, before we actually look for entries. Okay, GPP, JPY is not testing the support, okay, the breakout area. We will still wait for this breakout area to be tested before actually hopping. I'll be looking for buys for GBP, JPY. Okay, GPP NZD, we do have this break here. We also do have this supply level, which the price currently is in the supply. I don't have a very solid confirmation yet for GBP NZD. Okay, I will wait for further confirmations before actually hopping. Okay, because if you look at this entry here, our stop loss is going to be above here, right? Our TP is going to be below. We are very close to a 1 to 2, so I'll wait for further confirmations before actually hopping. Okay. GBP AUD, okay, we do have a break above, price came back. We are currently at this level here. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, for GBP AUD, if you hop in now, it's going to be slightly risky. Okay, but if you look at this move here, right, the price actually broken above, right, broken out of this zone. But nonetheless, if you look at this price, the price is actually respecting this resistance at the top here, right? It did not break above, right? Okay, so right now the price dumped, came back to this level here, okay, which is here, right? And we do see that it's also a minor resistance that's been broken above, retested, respected, and currently is still in the zone, right? So we do have this thing here right now. Okay, but if we hop onto the 15 minute, we don't have anything solid enough for us to actually hop into the trade right now, right? Yes, we do have these small breaks over here, right? It broken below and then it suddenly shot up and came back, right? Yes, if you took an entry here, yes, then definitely it's good. But right now the price is in the middle here. So on the 15 minute, I want to be much more careful for GBP AUD, okay? Because the price might just dump further from this area. So I want to look at more confirmations first. Okay, GBP CHF, we do have this move here. Okay. Price is currently okay. So the price is currently at this level here. Let me see if there's any confirmation. As of now, I still don't get any confirmations yet to hop in. Okay, because if I want to get into this trade, this will be the high on the 50 minute, right? I need this price to be broken here, right? To break out all these lows, to even take out these lows here with a retest, then I will actually look for a sell. Okay, so GBP CHF is much more, I would say there's not much of a move, not solid enough. So I want to wait for more movement for GBP CHF. Give me a minute, yeah. Okay, so for GBP CAD, we do have this break, and we also have the retest. Okay, but this happened on a Friday night, so we didn't manage to hop into this trade. Okay, so for GBP CAD, I'll wait for this resistance before actually hopping into it. Okay, so Euro USD. We just see that the price is respecting this zone here, right? With this final resistance point. Okay, we do the same thing here. Um, okay, we will actually look for a short position when the price comes back to this level here, this trend line here. Okay, then we will look for a short position. Okay, now for Euro NZD, we are at this level at the breakout. I'm actually looking for price to bounce back here, which it barely tapped in. Okay, I'm actually looking for this area here. If the price does comes back here, then I will look for the short. Okay, so for Euro AUD, I'm not going to be using this zone. It's because if we do see the price respected, right? When it came here, it did not just in and out of the zone multiple times, right? Here it did not. Here it did respected, right? Became a short resistance area. It broke above and broke below, and currently it's still at this area. So I want to wait for much more solid price area for me to actually look at sales. Right, so I'll be looking at this level here. Okay, I'll be looking at this level here. Reason is because if we do see that the price here actually dumped, right? If we look to the left, then this is a support that became a resistance, right? We also can see it respected here, right? Respected here and also respected here. So I will be using this zone for a sell. Okay, and I do have one buy zone here, but this is a slightly riskier one. Okay, because it's in the middle, right? So for a buy, I will be actually taking this level, a much more better zone. Okay, we can see the price respected here as well. Okay, so I'll be using in between these two zones. Okay, so this will be my look for Euro AUD. Euro CAD broken below, came back higher. We want to see what the price is going to do first before we start shorting it. Okay. Euro CHF, we are still waiting for this zone. Euro GBP is still nowhere near. Like I said, today's a Monday, so we will not have much of a volume on a Monday. We'll see how the price is going to play out, and then we will actually look for a buy or sell. Okay. NZD CAD. Okay, this trade wasn't in yet. Okay. We will see what's the movement here before we actually hop in. Okay, we will go back to NZD USD later, yeah, because the trade has been running since last week. Okay. So for NZD CHF, I was actually looking for this dump back here, but it did not happen, right? It just stopped here at the top of this resistance, right? And then it bounced back all the way higher. So we want to see if the price will reach this area, or will it come back to this support here. Okay, so that's my look on NZD CHF. Okay, CAD CHF. Okay, the price came back to this support level. We'll see if this is going to break below. Okay, if this is going to break below, then we will look for a short position. Okay, reason I'm not taking this in between these two zones because the price point is just too small, right? It's only about 13 pips, about 15 pips. So I'll be looking for a much more bigger profits. Okay, so we'll see where this is going to go. If it's going to break above or it's going to break below. Okay, so done. Okay, we look back to NZD USD. Okay, so NZD USD, I was actually in this trade last week, right? Okay, I was in this trade since last week. The price did not break above this high, but yes, it happened here. So I'll be closing partial of this position. Okay, and I will also be removing my stop loss to break even. Okay, okay, I'll also move my stop loss to break even. Okay, if you do see the price on the 15-minute, it has broken above, right? When it came back to these lows here, it did not take out this low, right? So if you do see, this high has been taken out, okay, but this low is not being taken out. If you want to see the dump, I want to look at this price to be broken below, right? Then I will be much more confident to hold on to my trade, let it run, right? So for now, I'm just going to see how it's going to work out for me, okay? So I took partials and also I'm on break even right now, okay? So NZD will wait and see how this is going to play out because on the 4 hour time frame, it's at a resistance area, right? So obviously, if it's on the resistance, what do is you sell, right? So I did took this position, so I'll be waiting to see if the price will dump further. Okay, so for NZD I will just hold this trade all the way to the bottom here. Okay, if it does not hit my break even. Okay. Okay, so that's the analysis. Okay, if you guys have any question, please do type into the chat box. Okay. Feel free to type into the chat box so that if you guys have anything that you want me to help you to analyze on, yeah, give me a minute, yeah. So for this week, our live stream will be slightly earlier. Okay, because this coming 2 days or 3 days, I do have things going on during the night time. So we will be doing mostly Asian session, okay, or the London session. Okay, if I can make it for New York, yes, I will definitely do it. Okay, but today it will be slightly tougher for me to get on New York stream. Okay, so that's why hence I'm doing the Asian session, which we know that Asian session we will not see much of a volume. Okay, we won't be seeing much of a volume for Asian sessions. Okay, uh, but nonetheless, today is Monday as well. So basically, Monday I will not hop into any trades. Okay, I have a very strict rule for myself. So for Mondays, I will avoid getting into trades. Okay, I will just mark out everything that I want to see. I will also mark out my expectations for the price to go. Okay, and then I will actually wait and see if there's any opportunity. Okay, so that's how that's my rules when I trade. Okay, so we'll see what the price is going to do. Okay. Monday because it's a new week, right? So you have 5 days in a week to trade. So take it easy. Okay, don't rush the trades. If you want to rush into trades, then definitely you will not like what you see at the end. Okay, so for this week, today we don't have much of a news. So today we don't have any news. Tomorrow we do have NZD, New Zealand dollar in the morning, which is at 10 o'clock. The previous is 276. There's no forecast. Okay. If the actual is greater than the forecast, it's good for currency. So that is what the usual effect is, right? We'll see how this is going to go tomorrow because we do have the trade going on, right, for NZD USD. So we'll see. At 3 o'clock, we do have JPP. 3:30, we do have CHF. Okay, and we will have CPI for tomorrow, right? So CPI is also a huge impact news for the US dollar. Okay, so we'll see how this trade is going to go on. Okay, we do have quite a number of news for this week, especially tomorrow. Right? Most of it are quite high impact. Yeah. But today we don't have any, right? So we'll see if there's any possibilities. Okay. If today yes we will have any possibility, I will definitely hop in and I will also send the signal out to you guys. Okay. Any questions? Anything that you want me to help you look at? Any pairs that you want me to look at to analyze? Right now we don't have any pairs for us to actually hop in. It's a Monday and also Asian session. We don't have much of a volume. Okay, let's try to do some give you guys some education. Okay. Okay, I'll just look at something and then hopefully we do see some movement or whatever, right? Then I'll be able to give you guys some education. How I look at my zones, how I take my confirmations. Okay. Okay, I will just look at this area here, yeah, specifically. I'll just show you guys. Okay, so this is on gold. Okay, we look at this gray box here, right? So the red top here is resistance and the blue here is our support, right? Okay, so when the price comes to resistance, that's where you sell, and price comes to support, that's where you buy, right? Okay, so my confirmation is very simple, right? So I will just put a vertical line here, which reason is because, okay, you see the price stepped in, right? So I'll just put a line here. Okay, so when it comes to support, how you want to take an entry is basically this is on my 4-hour chart. right? I then hop on to the 15-minute, okay? Let me look at where it is. Okay, so this is where the price actually tapped in on the 4-hour, right? Okay, so the price tapped in here. So for me, if I want to get into this trade, I want to see some kind of move that the price is moving to the upside, right? You can use a bullish engulfing, right? This one. So if let's say you're using this, then you can place an instant entry here, right? It stops at the low here, but you do need a buffer, right? You give yourself room to breathe. You need to give trades some room to breathe for the stop losses, right? So if you're giving a 10 pip stop, which is going to be a 43 pip, right? And your TP, usually you're going to be targeting all the way back to the top here. Okay, so if you do look at this trade, eventually it did hit the stop loss and then only started to rally higher, right? So if you see the price actually did rally back up, but it will take the stop loss before it rallied, right? So my confirmation is different. So how do I take my confirmation is, okay, it's simple. So basically this is the 4-hour candle, right? The full 4-hour candle. Price stepped in, right? So I do see this green candle, right? That's all red, and then there's green. Right? So I won't mark at this high. But this high here is a very aggressive one, okay? It's slightly aggressive, okay? Nonetheless, yes, you still can hop into this trade. Okay. If you hop into this trade, when the price breaks above, it comes back, you place a buy limit here, right? Stops is just below this, another 5 to 10 pips, right? 36 to give it about 41, yeah? About here. From this low, it's 37, you give it about 5 to 10. So let's say you give it 10 pip, you're up 47 pip, right? Your TP, you're going to target the high as well. But this, if you look at this, it's also, yes, you were in profits, right? But eventually it does come to your stop loss, right? This specific long one is because of the news that happened at 9:30 on Thursday, which is unemployment claims, right? So for me personally, right, I will mark out two areas that I want to see for a break, right? So this is going to be very aggressive, right? But we don't have much of a structure here, right? So for me, if I look at this, it came down, all right? It came down, created this low, went higher, created this high, and came back below, right? If you see this below here is only the wick, right? There's no body below here, right? If you do see, there's no body below. So when the price comes back here, if it's going to continue downwards, it's supposed to break this low, but it did not, right? It instead rallied and then started to range, right? Started to range, came back down, and then it suddenly pumped. Okay, so when this pump happened, right, that means if I basically when I look at this area, I know that the price is not breaking below, right? So I will immediately just place my point of interest at this level, right? Which the price actually broke. Okay, the price broke. Okay, then this is where I'm going to hop into the trade. Yes, I will earn slightly lesser, but it's going to be much safer, right? So the break happens here, I'll put a buy limit. My stop is going to be below this, okay? And it's a huge stop loss, okay? They're probably only getting a 1-to-1, okay? Almost a 1-to-2, okay? Then yes, it does this dump first before it actually rallied, okay? But eventually, if you look at this specific trade, it does hit 50, right? So this is how I make my confirmations, right? Don't look at this number, right? I always look at this instead of this, right? Because if you look at this 85 pip, yes, it's very, very big. 85 pip, if you're only using $100 account, right? 80 pip, that means if you're in a 0.01 lot size, you are risking 8% of your account, right? So it's a very huge stop loss. So you want to make sure that you don't look at the pip size, okay? You just look at the risk to reward, I will just try and show you guys another example. Why not I just hop on to exactly USD? No, actually, yeah, no. Okay, so let's just look at this. Okay, okay, so exactly USD basically, I did a sell before I took this position, right? And all of a sudden, actually I took the sell here, right? Breaking this low, right? It broke. I put a sell limit here. Instantly the price went to my stop loss, right? So why I took another sell is because I went down to the 5 minute. Okay, I saw that the price actually rejected at this area, right? This candle even closed below, so I did a position that I entered at here, right? So I'm expecting the price to dump, right? It dumped, came back, nonetheless, it still respected this area and dumped. And then I just hold throughout the night and it just started to rally. So when it came here, okay, if you do see on the 5 minute, yes, it does a break here, right? Came back, it broke higher, right? And then it broke below. Okay, and now right now the price is slowly dumping. So for me, if I want to see a continuous downtrend, I need the price to actually break this level here, right? Because this is the low that it has created, right? This is the low that it has created. I want to see this break, because if we do see at this week here, right, it took out all these lows here, including this low, right? It came back here. This one here took out this, right? But it did not take out these lows and these lows here. So I want the price to actually dump further. Then we can see a much more bigger drop from NZD USD. Okay. So for NZD USD, basically there's a support resistance area where you look for a buy and sell. Okay. I will try to give a much more simpler example. We'll look at gold. Okay, we'll look at this area here, this zone here, right? Look at this price point here. Right, this one definitely I missed this trade. Okay. So if you do see on the 4 hour, yes, it does a tap in, right? It tap into the zone. So this outside box is where I'm looking at. This inner box is where the zone is, right? So we do see the price tap in, okay, and it created this high, okay. It created this low as well, okay. But like I said, there's two, right? It's either you go very aggressive or you go slightly conservative, right? Manage your risk, no need too much risk. So if you do see that this price actually broken below here, right? You can see this break here. Okay, you can also take at this level, right? Because if you go under the 5 minute, okay, so right, 50 minute is definitely here, right? It's aggressive, right? If you go on the 5 minute, then I will look at this level as well. Okay, the reason why I will look at this lower level here is because if you do see the price actually rallied, dumped, created this low, and then continue rally and break above here, right? Came back, respected, and then only broke. So we do have these two levels, right? If you look at this red candle here on the 5 minute, it may not be a structure for you, but if you go down to the 1 minute, it's definitely a structure for you, right? So hence that is why you can have two levels here. Okay, so if we do see this break happens, right, continuously of two big red candles, right? So when the break happens, you can actually start placing your sell limit, right? You sell here at this level, or you can actually sell at this level, right? You can actually sell this level, right? Obviously the stops is going to be the same, right? Just above here, It's the same thing, you see. Look at this, it's 89 pip stop, right? Yeah. So this one is about 65 pips. Okay. And obviously your target TP is going to be at this low. Right? Okay, so this one here, definitely you're not going to get entry. Right? You see, it did not trigger. Okay. This one here, it definitely triggered. Okay, we can see the price came back to collect the order, right? And then started to dump. Okay. And eventually it just hit the TP. Just like that. Right? So this is a 1 to almost 1 to 2. It's a 1 to 1.93 risk to reward. So I do my confirmation based on like this because yes, you can look at bullish or bearish engulfing, right? There's no wrong with that. You can also look at the candlestick movement, right? If we move on to the line chart, there is a few ways you can look at it, right? Look at line chart, right? It created all these highs, right? This is the low point, right? If you look at candle chart, line chart is the same thing, right? This is the lowest point where the price did not break and it continued to rally. So you want to see the price break below here, right? The price eventually break. You set a sell limit, right? Stop loss above here. TP at the low. It's still the same, right? This one you get much better on 1 to 2, right? 76 pip stop, right? You hop on back to the candle. Yep, it's the same thing as I said just now, right? You see the same thing. It's just that your stop here, you are following the body here, right? I'm taking the wick, right? Okay. So this is what you see, right? If you look at engulfing candles, right? There's this engulfing, huge engulfing, right? You can place a sell limit here. You want to wait for a retrace, or after this engulf happen, you just instant sell, right? Stop loss above, TP below, right? You're still gonna hit, you're still gonna get this trade definitely, right? All the way until here, you still got a trade, right? Okay. So there's a few confirmation that I just gave you guys, right? One is to wait for this price here to break below these lows, wait for retest, then you hop in, right? You can also look on line chart, right? There's this pattern which happens, right? It rallied, came back, right? Broke above, it did not break below, right? It came back a little, right? Range a little, right? And then suddenly it broke below here, right? So you can wait for retest, then you can dump it, right? So this is one of it that you want to see like here, right? And then bearish engulfing candle, right? It engulfs, you hop in on the next candle. As soon as this candle closes, you hop in. Stop loss at the top here, TP at the low here, right? So you can actually play out like this. So there's a few confirmation that I've given you guys which you can make use of. Okay. If you look on the 15-minute, it's going to be much better, right? You see, this red candle obviously engulfs this green candle, right? You press a sell here, stop just above the high, which is the 62 pip stop, right? Dump it all the way down. Yeah, eventually it did. See, it eventually did right all the way down, right? Yeah, you do float a little, but then all of a sudden you just start dumping, right? But once it dump, it ranged for the whole day before it actually hit the peak, right? And eventually, how far does it go? Right? How far does it go? Right? All the way to the bottom here, it's at the 440 pip reward, right? And also a 1 to 7 risk to reward, right? So there's a few confirmation that you guys can use, but nonetheless, you've got to stick to your plans, right? If that's the way you're going to trade, that's your confirmation, right? Just focus on that specific ways, right? Don't have too much of a strategy. And if you have 10, 20 strategies, then you're going to be messed up when you want to trade. Okay, it's going to be a huge mess. Like for myself, I only have 2 strategies, which both are totally different. So it's either it's going to give me strategy A or it's going to give me strategy B, right? So I'm looking at these 2. Reason is because if let's say I'm looking at gold, right? If it doesn't give me A, then I'm looking at B, right? If it doesn't give me B, then I'm looking at A. So that is what I'll be looking at. Uh, as for my confirmation, if I'm using strategy A, then I'm using strategy B's confirmation. If I'm using strategy B, then I'll be using strategy A's confirmation. So that's how I trade for myself. That's my trading plan, right? And I also follow my rules very tight. So yeah, that's my trading strategy. That's my trading plan. Okay, if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask me. Okay, I'll be happy to guide you guys. Okay, so currently my trade on exactly USD, yes, it is dumping. Okay, it is dumping. So I want to see the price to actually break below this low here, right? Obviously, on the 4 hour, it rejected, right? If you look on the 50 minute, it also rejected here. So I want to see this break happen, okay? If the break is going to happen, we will see this price moving much more towards the downside. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be looking at. And obviously, I'll be holding this trade as well, all the way, hopefully to my TP. Because right now, I'm basically risk-free from this trade, right? If this trade is going to hit stops, if it's going to hit my break-even, yep, so let it be. But I'll be riding this back all the way to the bottom. Okay, so that's going to be my plan for NZD USD. Nonetheless, we do have news for tomorrow onwards, right? Throughout the whole week as well. So we'll see if this is going to happen before the news, right? If it's going to hit my break even or it's going to hit my TP. So we'll just wait and see. As for gold, I'm not looking for any trades right now. Uh, if you look at the movement of this pair, you yourself do not like it very much, right? So um, for me, I don't really like this movement right now. There's not much of a solid move, right? Because the price has been ranging. If you look at these levels here, and here it's been ranging. The only difference that it broke out here, retested, shot higher, retest this area, and it dumped, right? And broke below and then retest again. The only difference that is it happens this thing here, right? So I don't really like it. What? So if you look at all these wicks, right, it's all super long. Right? You have a very big bearish candle, but then you also have a very big bullish candle, right? And then it leaves you long wicks. So I myself don't like this kind of uh, price movement that I'm looking at. So that is why I'm avoiding gold for the moment. So for any of you guys that hasn't joined my live, my Telegram channel, please do hop into my Telegram channel. Right, it's free. There's a link on YouTube that I've already put in the description below. Right, so hop on and just click into my Telegram and join us. Right, we'll give you much more signals, give you much more education. Okay, we will also guide you guys throughout the trading process. Okay. Okay, so I'll be ending my live already. Okay, so uh, if today is possible, if I do have much more extra time later on today, I will hop on to the New York stream. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. As for our trade that's ongoing for NZUSD, if any one of you that popped in last week, right, if you are still holding it, congrats, because we are up in profits already. Okay. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, we are looking at this break right now. We want to see a much more bigger dump. Nonetheless, I'll be basically holding my trade all the way to the bottom. Like I've said, I'm risk free right now. I've set break even. I've taken partials. Okay, so I will be seeing this price all the way at the bottom here before. I will not take any more partials. I will just ride this all the way down. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. Okay, if it's possible, I do have extra time. I'll see you guys later on, right, for the New York stream. If not, then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so thank you guys and see you guys soon. Bye bye.